In this video, I'll be going through how you can use the Born to Run program in your Vendor Central account in order to grow your Amazon vendor purchase orders and sales. For those of you who are new here, my name is Benjamin Bolshinsky. I used to work at Amazon in the vendor management team for almost 3 years, and now I run a company called Vendor Launch, where we work with Amazon vendors to grow their purchase orders. And so, without further ado, we'll start by going through what is Born to Run. So, Born to Run is a program in your Vendor Central account, and it allows you to request Amazon to raise purchase orders where you believe Amazon's current inventory is insufficient. So if you currently run a vendor account, you've probably run into the scenario where Amazon aren't raising enough POs, especially for new products. Then Born to Run is the exact solution you are looking for, and it allows you to have more control and to get Amazon to raise purchase orders at your will. And so, what is the catch? Sounds too good to be true, hey? Basically, you have a sell-through period, a period of time for your Born to Run orders, where the units that aren't sold through this 10-week period, they are subject to either fees, retention fees, or returns. Amazon reserves the right to return those products. So that's the catch, which you can mitigate with proper planning and with what I'm about to go over. So, when should you use this program? Basically, you should use Born to Run where you believe Amazon's current inventory in their fulfillment centers for a given product are insufficient. So, for example, 3 key examples. Product launches. Probably the best use case for Born to Run is for new products that Amazon have never ordered. Just because new products, they have no sales history, right? They are new products. And so, oftentimes, Amazon won't actually raise orders for new products because it just doesn't have the data to justify taking on inventory risk. So those are that is probably the key use case for Born to Run, is for product launches. You may also run advertising or promotional marketing campaigns where you expect higher sell-through, higher demand. Amazon doesn't know that, and so you have more control in using this Born to Run program to facilitate those higher sell-through periods and making sure that Amazon remain in stock for these periods. Other situations where you believe Amazon's usual PO quantities for a product should be higher, then you should definitely use the Born to Run program. The other lesser known use case is if you're a distributor, and ordinarily Amazon's automatic ordering system will raise POs for some products from other vendors or from the manufacturer. Then you can kind of use this program, Born to Run, to quote-unquote force purchase orders to your vendor account as opposed to the other vendors that might typically receive POs for those lines. And so, as I mentioned, as part of this Born to Run program, there is what is called a 10-week sell-through period. So basically, each Born to Run offer that you submit requires that you include the number of units for a given product or ASIN that you believe will sell through in a 10-week period. So, in other words, 70 days. This 10-week period is what is referred to as the sell-through period. Now, why is this important? So firstly, this sell-through period, it starts 7 days after the first recorded receive date of units of that product at an Amazon fulfillment center. So units that you don't sell through in this period are subject, as I mentioned, to either product returns from Amazon back to your warehouse or through retention fees, depending on how you've set up the program. And I'll go through the difference in a second. So yeah, this is very important. To summarize, you submit a Born to Run offer, you then get a purchase order, usually it's 24 hours, it's pretty quick, then you send that purchase order as you normally do to an Amazon fulfillment center. Then at the point at which Amazon receives that PO, 7 days after that, that's the start of the sell-through period. And then you've got 10 weeks from that point, or 70 days, or almost 3 months, to sell through the quantity in that born to run order in order to avoid these retention fees or returns. Great. So next kind of thing I want to talk through is how do you create these born to run offers step by step, and what does this actually look like in Vendor Central. So here we can see the born to run kind of main page. Basically, to navigate here, you want to click on the top left menu, click on orders, and then it's called vendor initiated orders. That's the sub menu, sub page. If you click on vendor initiated orders, it will take you to this page that you can see here. And so there's a couple things to keep in mind here. So firstly, we've got a button at the bottom right called create a new offer. This is what you click to submit a new born to run offer, which I'll go through in a second. We've got a COGS limit on the left of the page. So this is really important. So what is COGS? COGS stands for cost of goods sold, I think, in this scenario. Basically, there is a limit to this program. Now, this limit is called the COGS limit, and it's based on your historic net receipts. So the more POs you've run through Amazon, the more they've ordered in the past, the higher the COGS limit is. Generally, once you enable the Born to Run program, the COGS limit starts at $10,000. And then as you continue to sell through products, you continue to sell through Born to Run offers, that limit progressively and automatically increases. It may also decrease if you don't sell through all of your products. So that's the COGS limit. When you submit a Born to Run offer, the system will calculate the total cost of that order that you've submitted, and that will go against your COGS. So you can see on the left here, COGS utilized almost 10K. And so now this particular vendor would be selling through this 10K limit. Once they've sold through it, then they would have the option to raise a new Born to Run offer again at that COGS limit. So basically the COGS limit will reset once you sell through the offer you've got. If you don't sell through it, it will reset at the end of the 70 days, the 10-week sell-through period. And then we've got a graph of the Born to Run offers, and then you can see the sell-through period on the right here. So we've got sell-through units 50.7%. In other words, of all orders we've raised through, or the vendor has raised through the program year to date, from June last year, they've sold through just over 50%. And then if you look at the bottom of the page, we've got each of the different offers. When you raise these offers, they will go against your parent vendor code, the vendor code that you received POs for. So you can always select that vendor code and see all of these metrics. And basically each offer comes up as a separate box, and it's got the offer quantity, the products you've submitted, and the total sold through units, and then the sell through end date. So that 10-week period, it's got the end date of that sell through period. So that's the main page. Now, when you're ready to create a new Born to Run offer, as I mentioned, you click on the Create a New Offer button on the right. It will then take you to this screen here. Every offer you create needs a name, and then just any name that helps you track things, doesn't really matter. And then the vendor code, so it's a drop down. The vendor code you select should be the code that is your parent code, so the code against which you receive purchase orders, that you want to receive these purchase orders. Now, once you've selected that, click on Next, it will take you to this screen here. So, as I mentioned, there's two kind of levers, two ways that you get to choose when you set up the program as to what Amazon will do if you don't sell through all of their products in that sell-through period. there's two options. There is returns, where Amazon just returns the products that they don't sell through in that 10-week period back to your warehouse. Or B, there's retention fees, where they won't return it, but they will charge retention fees depending on how much product is left from the Born to Run offer and for how long it remains unsold. So you have to decide which one is better. Again, this is different depending on the business case, depending on the account and how your business is set up, how it runs. Again, if you're trying to avoid returns at all costs, and maybe the retention fee is better. But if you have a bit more flexibility in your account in what you can do, then perhaps the return option is a bit better. You're not charged any extra fees. So it really depends on kind of where your business is at. So again, select the relevant option here, and then click on next. And then on this screen here, this is where you add all of the products that you want into the Born to Run offer. There's a limit of 50. You can add 10 at a time. If you add 50 products and you want to add more products, you can just create a new Born to Run offer. There's no limit to how many you can create, but there is a limit of 50 products per Born to Run order. And then once you've selected the product by searching the ASIN, you then add the relevant quantity that you want to include in the Born to Run offer. Again, this really depends on kind of the use case and how what you're using this for. If you're using this for maybe new products, or if you want to avoid any retention fees or any returns, then it might make sense to add the minimum quantity. So maybe just one carton or one case pack of the product. The lower the amount you include, the less likely you are to receive any returns. So you've put the quantity of it in the box on the right here, and then click on continue to next, and then it will just summarize the total Born to Run value. Click on submit, and then that's pretty much it. Then you usually get the purchase order maybe within the day, 24 hours. Usually it's a bit quicker. Some products might be rejected depending on Amazon's inventory already, depending on if the product is profitable or not for Amazon. You can always try it again, submit a new Born to Run offer, and that pretty much covers it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll respond to you directly. Otherwise, hope you have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.